Hello, we're in the living room of St Michael's House in Coventry Cathedral to tell you about a special service that's taking place this Thursday, Maundy Thursday, at 7:30 in the evening. It will be a service of Holy Communion, but at the heart of it is an action that you might find surprising or strange. The action of John, our Dean, kneeling down and washing people's feet. And we thought it might be really interesting to have a bit of a conversation about this to try and explain why this is happening and what it might signify. Do you want to tell the story, Kathryn?
Yeah, why don't I? Because otherwise it just feels weird. So we do this because it's what Jesus did with his friends on the night before he was crucified. They had supper together, and at the end of supper, he got down from the table and he picked up a towel and a jug and a basin, and he went round and washed all of their feet. Now the jug and the basin were there because washing feet was part of being polite to people, but a servant would do it. It was a job that really the person who was least important in the room would do as a mark of respect. It was a hot country, they had dirty, tired, dusty feet, and they were coming to a special meal, so they would have their feet washed before the meal. And Jesus did it in the wrong place, and it wasn't his job. He was their leader, he was the person in charge, and he chose to do it like that because he was being a visual aid, really.
A visual aid for what, do you think?
Well, I guess he was trying to say nobody's too important to care for other people, that if you're the leader, you actually have to be the person who is responsible for caring for, serving all of the people that you're seeking to lead.
And one of the things that always strikes me when I've done it, it's a very intimate act, isn't it? So, I mean, people, I think it's quite funny, I think people often come to the service having already washed and moisturised their feet.
Yes.
They want their feet to look their best, but even so, it's quite an intimate thing. You know, people might have, I don't know, bunions or bent toes or dodgy toenails, and you know, quite often, even in the church, sometimes we kind of hold one another at arm's length. But if you're washing their feet, you can't do that, can you?
No, and you feel really vulnerable when it's your feet.
Yeah.
You know, are my feet good enough somehow? And you know, you think about when you normally wash people's feet. Well, it's your babies, it's your children. So it is. It's really intimate. It's quite emotional for the person doing the washing. Because you know you're touching the feet of somebody in your congregation whom you've loved and prayed for and been with through a year, and it's emotional, I think, for the person receiving it as well. Once they've got over the "this is really odd, why is the vicar washing my feet" moment, I think it creates something really beautiful, and we do it because Jesus told us to do it. So Maundy Thursday, it comes from the Latin word where we get mandate from. He gave us a mandate, mandatum, do this, wash feet and love people. And the two fall, you know, just tie together really in that service on Maundy Thursday night.
One of the really special things for me last Maundy Thursday, which was my first one in the cathedral, was witnessing the foot washing with the tapestry behind us, because the tapestry, Graham Sutherland's tapestry of Christ in glory, you know, it's Christ in all his splendour in heaven, but then I always love looking at his feet, because actually his feet are a bit kind of misshapen, his toenails look a bit dirty.
Yeah.
Somebody who was some expert in circulation or something said that she thought that Jesus' feet were a bit swollen and she was a bit concerned about his circulation system.
Yeah.
But in the tapestry, Jesus' feet really talk about his humanity and his vulnerability for me, and so last year, seeing the foot washing happening beneath those feet was also a really special moment for me.
Yeah, and there's the most lovely, lovely hymn that I don't think we're singing it this year, but that says, "Drop, drop, slow tears and bathe those beauteous feet." And it's talking about the gift of ourselves, our love and our sorrow for the things we get wrong, that we can bring to Jesus. So it all fits in together, doesn't it?
It does.
And
you know, if you haven't been to the service before, you won't have to have your feet washed if you don't want to, but equally you could. But in any case, come and witness this really beautiful action, which reminds us of, how we are called to serve, to kind of set aside our pride and our dignity to take care of other people, and to be reminded of the tender love of God for us, God's action that we imitate when we kneel at somebody else's feet. He first knelt at ours. So come along on Thursday if you'd like to at 7:30, and it's goodbye from me.
And it's goodbye from me.